I think X-Men 97 season 2 showed what the franchise can be once you use a bigger cast, but it also showed some of its biggest weaknesses. And that is there needs to be two shows. Welcome back to 1407 Great Malkin Lane. This is the living member of the X-Men. Don't let anyone tell you different. So I wanted to sit with this season of X-Men 97 because I didn't want to just like give you a knee-jerk reaction. I wanted to sit with it, let it percolate, like really go over what I liked and what I didn't like. And honestly, I'm going to say this. I like this a whole lot better than I like season one. Whole lot better. Season one is what I would like to call Magneto gets everything he wants. This one, you got to see the dividing mutant perspective. And, but there are some choices that absolutely drove me crazy. And the funny thing is, a lot of the things I loved and hated come from the exact same place. The show is trying to use the entire X-Men universe now. So let's talk about what worked, what didn't, and why I really think the solution going forward is splitting this thing into a home team and an away team. Okay, we're gonna talk about a few things like the positive. We're gonna talk about Bishop. We're gonna talk about Polaris. We're gonna talk about X Factor. We're gonna talk about X Force, Psylocke, Archangel, Cable, Apocalypse, all that. We're gonna talk about all of it. So, Lucas Bishop. They remembered he was a character again because in the first season he was just
Able to track the deviations back to two different points in time. Ancient Egypt.
Bishop was basically a content. The X-Men are always dealing with something in the time frame. It seems like that was their whole function in season one. But uh Bishop, when you pair him with somebody, is really, really good. If you remember back in Extreme X-Men, when they paired him with Sage, they really gave off Stabler and Benson. Like they were cops. So seeing him pair with Polaris, you don't see it coming, but like a lot of people are thinking they need to be together. Let's see what happens with them.
Mutant and human. We're just trying to keep order by easing tensions. 2. This is who you left the X-Men to work with? I could say the same for you. Working for a vigilante mark like Cable. Can't say that.
The X-Men became my family too. Now they're gone, and
The professor was here. Do you think he'd be proud of what?
And for Lorna, when I just give her, she's amazing. She's gone through so much. She's gone through so much personal stuff. Like during that Peter David run, if anybody remember, she was going through anorexia because after her getting released from Malice, because she was Malice, her body was not under her control for a while, and Chris Claremont kind of left it like that too. But it's cool. It's cool. She's so strong. She has so much heart, and like seeing her evolve and seeing like the love that she's getting now is great. Like, yeah, she's great. Like a lot of people think that she's often Magneto's daughter, Havoc's girlfriend. She is so much more. Now, the rotating cast is not the problem. Okay. Uh, you're gonna hear people saying Storm didn't do anything. Jean got sidelined. Emma got sidelined. My answer, good. Sometimes they should. Not good like the characters don't matter. More like the show is willing to say, this week isn't about you. That's ensemble storytelling. That's what the X-Men have always been about. That's what I always liked about it. Like that's why I never had a favorite character. That's why I always had favorite teams, like favorite dynamics. I always thought that's what the X-Men were. And people who only have a favorite character, they're weird. Those are the weird ones. Oh, I only like Storm. Oh, like I can only take Scott in small doses. Otherwise, I just want to chuck the comic out the window. Like, okay, that people who don't understand the team dynamics of the X-Men are missing something essential. Emma Frost doesn't need to be important yet. I'm not okay. I'm not saying Emma sucks. Okay, I love Emma. She's amazing. But her importance to the Marvel Universe is so small and minuscule. She's like right there with Mystique and Destiny. Like she could be a big deal and like she'll do something huge, but it'll have to be built up. I would have done something different with her. I would have had her like establish another school at the end of the season because she says like, "Oh, I want to be helping children, not sending them to mutant jails." So there you go, Generation X or the Hellions. Um, I really liked how I didn't have any idea where this season was going. It was good, and that was fine. That Danger episode was awesome, and I liked how they cleaned up a lot of the character assassination, and they. But if you've ever seen Black Mirror, you would have questions about Danger too. Like, um, what's her timeline like? Like, what was it like? Because yeah, the school blew up like a few times. What happened? So, and then, but here's where here's where things were starting to become a problem. The season felt rushed. Like it was short episodes. Like it seemed like they were just like, okay, we're just hitting all the checkpoints. We're hitting all the Easter eggs, which was fine. But you start seeing it like, wait, we can get like some character development a little bit here. Um, I wanted them to focus on the whole damn season because like that season finale kind of saw it come together at the end. It's weird. The show keeps assuming we know the relationships, but it hasn't already established. Like at the end of the Graydon Creed trial episode, Colossus is told, "Welcome home." He has never lived there. He doesn't really like. This is his first time being an X-Man, and we didn't really get to see him do anything as an X-Man. But that's next season. Um, we didn't really see anything with Havoc the Polaris. We did see a lot of slander against Havoc because apparently being a mutant cop is such a bad thing, which is crazy because Storm, Bishop, Wolverine, like there's a bunch of X-Men who were sanctioned by the government. XSE, anyone? Also, like some of the parent, like you have Sunspot and you have Wolfsbane, and like if you're an X-Men fan, you know like wait a second, they know each other. They're super cool. How come they're not acknowledging each other? And and then you have Havoc. Like he knows Betsy and Warren. He knows Wolverine. He knows Storm. He knows a lot of the X-Men, like, well, he's supposed to. Like he was there when Lorna was there. He was part of the Coca-Cola crew. People forget that. I feel like X Factor got done dirty. I love X Factor. Um, their role in this just makes them like, oh, they just clearly believe in everything the government is telling them. It's like, no, that's never not the case. It's like they wanted to have the Captain America like dynamic, but they wanted to put it on a whole team. And when really they weren't going after um kids. They were going after mutants who actually did stuff. Like they were going after the acolytes. They were going after serial killers. They went after Sabretooth. They went after Mystique. They investigated stuff. They were the X-Men's answer. They were they're the government's answer to the X-Men because you didn't really know what the X-Men were doing. Because like from the government standpoint, the X-Men like one week are fighting Magneto, the next week he's on the team. And you're like, what? And then when the X-Men disappeared, X Factor got active. And it's funny how you saw Wolverine like just say, "Oh, government stooges." Like you work for the government. You were part of the Canadian government, so stop it. I just didn't understand why X Factor was getting becoming more of an antagonist than the Acolytes. The Acolytes should have been like the wild bunch. They should have been like out there just getting active. And which leads to, yeah, the Acolytes. You got Exodus, Sri Lanka, Volt, Yusakone, Nymphite. Um, there are like eight more. I swear they're like Glass Knight and the Pips. It's like all them others. Oh, Scanner. I like Scanner. And yeah, they're gonna start coming back to me. But those guys are killers. They go out there and they don't care. They start killing people. They don't care. That's why I don't get it. I really don't get why that like they supposed to escalate the the mutant their mutant escalation. They are mutant YNs. That's why X Factor really got active because they were going after them, them and the Mutant Liberation Front and X Force because those three are kind of do the same thing. Um, X Force, X Force was cool. I mean, I like the classic X Force. I like when like Cannonball and Sunspot and all of them were on it, and we got a chance to really get like, okay, we get because what I always thought was interesting about the New Mutants was that they had three different perspectives. They had Xavier's perspective, they had Magneto's perspective, and then they had Cable's perspective. That's very unique. They're going to see the world completely different, and they did see the world completely differently because they originally when Xavier like he was trying to keep them he's trying to protect them from the world. They went out into the world. They didn't care. Magneto, he was trying to keep them from the world for like saying like, oh, you shouldn't trust humans. And I you know what? I changed with Xavier wanted them integrated with the world. Magneto wanted them desegregated from the world. And Cable told them like, no, you're gonna make the world you're gonna take the world and make it the way you want it. That's what I liked about it. And now we have like Archangel and Psylocke and Jubilee and Sunspot and Cable, and just like this is a mercenary squad. This is not a team. It's like they took late 2000s, early 2010s X Force, gave like one member from the original team, which is crazy because Sunspot was never part of the original team. He left. He didn't come in till later, till after Cable left, after Cable disappeared. Brought in Jubilee and just threw in Cable and say, "Oh, this is X Force." Weird. Cable recruiting the New Mutants should really matter. This is why I think this should have been like X Force should have been um, a later project, I guess. Now, now, season two, they should have introduced the kids. They should have not had X Force. They should have introduced the New Mutant kids, and we should have seen the world from their perspective. We should have seen like this season we should have seen the X-Men's world through the New Mutants perspective and see how they gravitate towards Cable, because he has a point. I just want to see them. Now, this is what my big solution. All right. I don't want fewer characters. I don't want longer episodes. I want more room for characters that we already got. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to cut it into two shows. Keep the length 23, 25 minutes, whatever. We have the home team. This is where we're going to have the school. We're going to have Cyclops, Jean, Wolverine, the New Mutant kids, the Generation X kids. We can eventually have the new X-Men kids, but I want to save them for later. The New Mutants, Hellions, all those guys. We can bring in Emma eventually. Sinister, Cassandra Nova, the Shi'ar, like more character relationships, day-to-day mutant life. Now, the second show, this would be the away team. It would be Storm, Rogue, Gambit, Bishop, Forge, Colossus, Psylocke. You know what? Let's get her. Let's get her on the team and actually use her. Like establish her friendships. Because remember, people forget she and Storm are hella tight. Her and Rogue are hella tight. Her and Gambit are hella tight. So let's use it, and also bring in Polaris. Or if you don't want to, we would have international missions. We would bring in Madripoor. We bring in the Savage Land. We bring in Australian Outback stuff, Reavers, Destiny's Diaries, like just big, big international action stuff. And you don't need to watch one to understand the other. Boom. Also, this would be able to create two team cultures, like how is Cyclops with his team and how is Storm with her team, and actually show like Cyclops, he has to earn his respect, whereas Storm, everybody likes Storm, and we, let's give the fans something to talk about. Now, Nightcrawler, he kind of changed my mind. I in the beginning, I thought like Nightcrawler is so boring. He's super Catholic. Like, ugh. Come on, let's have him like have a little bit of fun. Like, let's see him loosen up. But at the end, what he did and his faith, it made me a believer. I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, I believe you. Like, I believe in you, Kurt. I believe you can do this. I s- I like it better than I like season two better than season one. I think this is the perfect opportunity to split the seasons, not the seasons, the show into two. And really, this works for the X-Men because there's way too many characters and everybody deserves their shine. Because you do that, double everything, you get more fans that way. I don't know. All right, this 1407 Great Malkin Lane. I'll see you soon.